Joining me in the Room podcast to talk about his flyweight title fight happening at Cage Titans 63 on January 27th is Justin Valentin. What's up, my man? It's been a few years since we've talked, man.
It's been a little while, man. I'm excited to talk to you, though, man.
Definitely, man. The last time we spoke, I think I came down to Underdog, and I believe that you and your cousin Johnny Lopez were on the same reality card. Is that right, maybe?
Yeah, that was my second pro fight. So it's been a little while, man.
Yeah, definitely been a little while, man. You've been doing great things since then, bro. Haven't been super active, but
Yeah.
I know you got a family going on. You got working, all that good stuff, being a dad and all that stuff. But here we are, man. You're 4-2. You're coming off the biggest fight of your career when you fought at CES against Tim Flores. Man, let's talk about that fight and the experience fighting someone I believe you're familiar with, maybe cross trained. How was that fight and how'd you feel about it?
That was one of my tougher fights and camps to get through because I have trained with Timmy before, and I've always rooted for Timmy, man. I have a great deal of respect for Tim through our amateur and to our pro career. So, and I still am a big fan of Tim. I want to see him go out there and do his thing. It was good to see him in his last show. I think we were at the last CES in October, and he pulled off a good win over there. But yeah, it's a little bit tough to get ready for because I think just the respect I have respect for all these guys, but it was just a little bit different. I feel like I couldn't wake up until that first round. I think our first exchange, I think he caught me with like a little good one. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're fighting now. So let's go.
Friends out the window then, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, one thing I've seen about your career, Justin, as far as your pro career, is that you've basically fought around your area. I mean, you fought for CES, I think at Twin Rivers before, but I would imagine you were the home guy when you fought for them.
Yeah,
You're heading into Cage Titans, my man. This is going to be, I believe, the first time, maybe even in your amateur career,
yeah,
you fought kind of out of your area and going into someone's backyard.
yeah.
Are you excited about that? How you feeling about that whole thing?
I'm very excited, man. I've been saying this for years to my coaches, to Russell and Matt and them. I was like, I got to get at least one for Cage Titans because I love their promotion. I feel like they have one of the best promotions out here. The way they do the build up to the fights, the actual arena, the Memorial Hall is like, I feel like it's legendary. So I want to go out there and give it my all over there, and we get the cream of the crop, man. We get to fight Mitch Raposo on his home turf, and I was like, how much better can it get?
Well, as far as Mitch, this fight was talked about earlier last year, not earlier, but during the year last year, when New England MMA rankings came out. Mitch number one, you number two, and then Mitch made a post about, hey, let's go at it, and you seem to agree about it, but the fight never came about.
Yeah.
Um, was there a reason for that on your end, his end? What went on with that?
Okay, it was totally on my end. I'll give you guys the good details right now. I think your rankings came out, I believe, a couple days after Labor Day, and I was actually training Labor Day, and I had a weird injury happen that day. So I was kind of sidelined that week. Then the rankings came out, and Mitch threw that fight out there, and I was like, "Boom, I'll take it. Let's go for it." Um, and I was like, in my head, I was like, "This injury will just go away." I was like, "Give me like a week or two. This injury it'll subside, and we'll be ready to go." But body reacted different to it, so it took like about almost like 4 or 5 weeks to get back to almost normal training. I was kind of limited in what I could do in training. Um, but the injury subsided. We worked it out, and I feel like I was watching. I felt like I missed out when I lost the opportunity. Bassett called it off. I talked to Bassett about it, and he was like, "All right, we're not doing this because we need you to go in there at 100% to go fight this guy. And I was like, I agree. So when I was watching that Cage Titans in November, and I seen that McLean pulled out, that's his name, right? McLean or something?
Yeah.
I seen that McLean pulled out. I was like, man, this is like a blessing in disguise. I
Yeah.
was like, let's go for it. I was like, I commented and said, let's do the original plan. If you can't get nobody. So Polvier blessed me with the opportunity, and Mitch agreed. So here we are.
Well, here we are, my man. You've seen Mitch grow up, I would imagine, a little bit. I mean, I know your eyes are on the flyweights in the area, but watching him grow up, I do believe he might have maybe fought one or two of cross training guys there. Maybe Dave DeRayo, maybe another one, man. How'd you feel about Mitch in his upbringing? Did you think you'd ever run across him in the cage?
I had a feeling it was going to happen. Unless he made it to the UFC and we couldn't get the opportunity going. But I was like, as long as he's local here and I'm still local, this is bound to happen. And I think it's a big deal that I feel like New England's finally making these fights, that we got top guys fighting top guys, and that's how it's got to be, to prepare us for that next level. Because we're going in, we're trying to fight for the UFC, and they're all the top guys in the world. So we need these fights to make it happen and to have a good career at the next level.
Awesome. Well, you mentioned, Cage Titans wanting to fight for them at some time in your career, seeing all the things that they're doing as far as promoting the fighters and all that stuff. As far as being at the fights, I know your cousin, Erica, has fought for Cage Titans.
Yeah, my little sister has fought for Cage Titans.
Have you? Oh, your sister. That's your sister.
Yes.
I thought it was your cousin. Johnny's your cousin. Then you got a couple more floating around underdog that's related. But as far as going to Cage Titans, you've never been in that cage, but the atmosphere. You've seen your sister there. You've seen other training partners fight there. How are you feeling about it? And you are the guy in there that night, the flyweight man. This could launch one of you guys into that next level as far as the UFC. Being there, how do you feel about it? The overall ambiance there.
I'm excited, man. I'm amped up right now. I'm so excited. It's actually funny story. Is the first MMA fight I've ever been to live was my cousin Johnny Lopez. He fought in Plymouth Memorial Hall, but it was reality fighting. This had to be back in maybe 2009, 2010, and he fought Mike Polvier. It was like an amateur bout. It was a super good fight. But I'll never forget that experience, seeing it live and traveling out there and just the atmosphere. And that was just back then. That was back in 2010. I feel like it wasn't as popular as it is now. But yeah, the history is crazy. I've seen my cousin Roberto Rios. He's another one of my cousins. He fought up there. We haven't been too victorious up there, man. I'm hoping to go up there and change that for us, man, for the Connecticut people.
Well, you mentioned training camp and getting great rounds and stuff like that. Who are some of the ladies and gentlemen that are helping you get ready for this fight? As far as preparing for the title.
Oh man, we have. I'm loving it at my gym right now. I feel like the gym has been growing so much, and we've had a lot of new guys the past 4 or 5 years come in, and they're doing very well. A lot of Adele is one of our kickboxing coaches and Muay Thai, and he's got a lot of these guys taking kickboxing fights every other weekend, it seems. So as striking wise, we have Max Fernandez. He just fought for Reality. One of my training partners, Isaiah Sanchez, Tony Alvarado, who's fought at Cage Titans before, and he is literally a tank. He drops bombs. He hits hard as hell. Of course, my cousin Johnny. I have a lot of guys, man. It's almost too many to count. And then I've been cross training a little bit. Harris Bonfiglio has been coming the last few weeks to Underdog, and I've been over to his gym, and he's been giving me great rounds. on the ground game and stand up, and he's legit on the ground. Harris Harris is a beast on the ground. But yeah, we have a new jiu-jitsu coach right now too, Sergio Suarez, and we've been doing specific drills a few times a week, getting prepared for this. So I think everything is coming together now. We're getting super organized for this fight, and I'm very excited, man. And our wrestling coach, our wrestling program too, Kia and Chris Samboy. These guys have been putting me through the ringer on the wrestling mats, and that's something that I lacked as an amateur and going into the pros is I didn't really have like a wrestling base. I was more striking into jiu-jitsu, but you need wrestling, man. Wrestling is the sauce. So I've been doing that the past like 4 or 5 years with them. And I feel like I missed out not doing high school wrestling. That's one of my biggest. I try not to have no regrets, but not doing high school wrestling kind of it was like a little setback a little bit.
Well, my friend, it looks like you're doing all right catching up with the wrestling. You got a title fight, biggest title fight, one of the biggest title fights in New England at the moment, my man. As far as heading to Cage Titans in Plymouth, who's going to be in your corner? Who's going to be helping you out, guiding you through that fight?
So I got to check with Paul Beer, see if we have 3 or 4 corners. But as far as my corner goes, it's going to be Russell Leak, our head coach, Matt Bissett, my former training partner and manager / like mentor. Matt has been great through all these years, and my cut man Dan Frazak. He's wrapped my hands for most of my fights. Been my cut man. I just trust him wrapping these guys up. So, and if I get an extra corner man, it's definitely gonna be Johnny Lopez.
Nice, my man. Well, I can't wait to see you guys, man, there. I can't wait to see this fight. It's a huge fight. Whoever comes out victory in this fight is going to be going on to that next level, and I wish you both well, man. I would imagine you guys are very cordial. I don't know if you've spoken to Mitch or not, but, I've seen some of his past fights, and they've been kind of like, at it a little bit, and but it seems like this is two really respectful flyweights, number 1 and 2, just going in there to get, do their business.
Yeah, I'm cool with the promotional like shit talking and all that, but that's just it's cool to see that stuff, but that's just not my game, man. I like to just go out there and fight hard, man. I trust in my hands. I trust in my ground game. And yeah, I got respect for Mitch, man. He's a tough dude, man. He's been super active. One thing I wish I could have been a little bit more active, but little backstory here. I'm a father of 3 boys. I have a wife at home. I'm the main provider here, so I'm working full time, balancing working, training, do the daddy thing, husband thing. So it's been very busy. It's nonstop. Once Monday hits, Sunday is usually like my rest day. Like I do like a little cool down on Sunday, but once Monday hits, man, like the week flies by. So I think we'll be at this fight in no time.
Well, my man, we are just under 3 weeks until fight night and this huge, huge opportunity. Last question before I let you give your shout outs, any social media, any sponsors, any thank yous, all that other stuff. What do we expect to see out of Justin Valentin for the first time entering that Cage Titans cage, fighting for their pro flyweight title?
Explosiveness. You're gonna see an explosive fight. I think you got 2 guys that like to throw down, man. Mitch is a high-paced fighter. I feel like I can match that pace, if not exceed it. I think you're gonna see fireworks, guys. I don't think this thing is gonna go 5 rounds, but if it does, I'm ready for 5 rounds. I'm ready for 8 rounds, 10 rounds, whatever you want to do. You're gonna see a high-paced action, man, and very technical. You're gonna see a beautiful MMA fight. That's what you're gonna see.
Excellent, my man. We couldn't ask for any more, my friend. Thank you so much, Justin, for catching up with me, man. We'll be seeing you at fight night with Matt and the whole gang, and in this huge fight. Last thing, sponsors, all that good stuff, and I'll let you get back to your family or training, wherever you're heading right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just want to shout out my team, Underdog MMA. I think Russell Leak has been he's like the head on Megatron, man. He's the man, dude. So shout out to Russell League. Shout out to my coaches, Kia, Chris, Samboy, Sergio Suarez, Johnny Lopez. I'm working with our coach, Johnny Durrett. He's our strength conditioning coach. So he's got me on a little regimen, helping me out with my diet, helping me out with my strength conditioning. My father, Pablo Valentin, he's one of the guys that he coached me since I was little, man. I've been like lifting weights and doing his strength program for over half my life, man, since I was 14, 15 years old. Yeah, shout out to all my training partners, man. We run deep, and shout out to my little sister. She just fought last weekend and put on one of the best performances I've ever seen her put on.
Did she win it? Did she win a belt? Was that a belt fight? It was a belt.
Yeah, there was a belt on the line. It was a 125 amateur female.
She's getting her work in, my man. Win or lose, she's developing. She's going to be awesome down the line when she's ready.
Yeah, man. I hope to see her back at Cage Titans too, man.
Oh, definitely.
That's one thing. She's a very captivating fighter. So I'm super proud of her, and she's going to do very well in the future. But yeah, man, just shout out to the team. Shout out to my wife, Nina. She does so much work here. It's incredible what she does here. Between balancing, she's a stay-at-home mom, so she's balancing things out with the kids. I come home from training. There's meals made. There's my Tupperware made for work. I work the night shift, so it's a little rough. That's why I'm texting you guys on like off times. I know I'm like hitting you up at like 3 a.m. I'm sorry about that.
That's not a big deal, my man. I worked the night shift for 15 years. I know exactly the lifestyle, bro.
Yeah. I'm going on almost 15 years.
Nice.
Working night shift. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Shout out to I have one official sponsor for this fight, and that's the Cannabio Group. And I'm just reaching out right now. If anybody else wants a sponsorship, I'm gonna post something today or tomorrow. But we're looking for sponsors. Yeah, man, I feel like I got great support all around me, and I feel like I'm blessed to have this opportunity and do what we love to do on one of the best stages in New England.
Excellent, my man. Social media, other than I have your Instagram here, you have anything else that we can check out?
Yeah, I'm just on Instagram, Facebook, Justin Valentin on Facebook, and yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Well, my man, congratulations on a huge fight. Cage Titans is going to be blowing you up for the next 2.5 weeks or so, man, with a bunch of stuff. So congratulations, man. You earned it. And I'm happy for the team and you and, everything you've done so far, man.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. And big shout out to you, man. I'm always checking into the Room podcast every now and then. I always see you doing big things, and I'm happy to see your growth in over these years, man. And you're like the guy to talk to now, man. It's awesome.
I appreciate it, man. I have fun with it, man. That's all it's about, man. Having fun and watching you guys grow, man. So with that said, Justin, again, thank you for giving me the time. I'll see you on the 27th. We'll catch up before or after the fight. I'll be running around that place. But with that said, you have a great rest of the training camp, and say hi to the team for me.
Yes, sir. I'll see you later, man.
All right.
Thank you, Steve.